Hello, replay viewers. Hello, live viewers. Welcome to my broadcast. My name is Ryan Roy, and I look forward to delivering you the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Bold, virtuous woman, thank you so much for joining. Dunn Carey, thank you so much for joining. Today we're going to be talking about Chapter 19 of the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Friday, Licia. Thank you so much for coming in the room. Guys, we are going to really touch on the topic of customer satisfaction is the wrong target in your businesses today. And we are reviewing Grant Cardone's book, The 10X Rule. So thank you so much for coming in. It's got to be the Hurricanes hat. It's got to be the fact that I'm wearing this, that people just aren't sticking into the room. That's funny. Let me do something. I'm going to turn the screen because I prefer it to be like this, and then I get to see who's coming in the room also. So just bear with me as I adjust my broadcast. Thank you so much for tapping the hearts, whomever that is. I appreciate you. I'm going to get into the topic at hand. I have been doing the 10X rule now for 19 days. How many of you have read the book 10X Rule by Grant Cardone? The premise of the book is that you take 10X the actions to get the results you desire in life. So if you want to make 100 grand a year, you have to take the actions to make $1 million, and you're probably going to far surpass your goal of 100,000. Grant talks about all kinds of things, but number one being is, boom, take massive action. But in our businesses, a lot of times people aren't taking enough action, and they're taking the wrong action. And chapter 19 talks about customer satisfaction is absolutely the wrong goal. So, what's the right goal? And we're going to talk about that here in a second. Let me pull my notes up. He says, one of the first protests I hear from people to whom I promote the idea of 10X actions is their concern that customer service is going to be damaged. Their biggest concern, like, if I bring on all these customers, I am going to have a problem serving them, and the customer service is going to go down. Picky Brains Bros, thank you so much for joining, and somebody else joined. Thanks for coming into the broadcast. He goes, although he believes it's possible, it's much more likely due to the overabundance of products and organizations available today that no one will even know about you or your company or notice your brand in the first place. So don't worry about customer service. The board of trustees of a national cable channel he was working with became concerned that a new show that the executives were very excited about didn't fit the network's brand. Guess what? He goes, I told them, if you don't start bringing TV to people's homes that is currently relevant and that people have to tune into or want to turn into, you're not going to have a brand anyway. Greg Harvey, thank you so much for coming into the broadcast. If you don't start delivering on what customers want, guess what? You're not going to have customers to satisfy anyway. And this is what he talks about, is bringing massive, massive customers and over-delivering once they're there anyway, so we don't have to worry about customer service. He says customer service is the wrong target. What's the wrong target? Customer service is the wrong target. Increasing customers is the right target. Increasing customers is the right target. He says, make your primary focus, beauty, sex, love, thank you so much for giving me. The primary focus is commanding attention and generating customers before you worry about making them happy. He uses this example. He goes, fellas out there, how many fellas do we have in a room? Ladies yourselves, right? He says, how can you make your wife happy if you don't first find your wife? The focus shouldn't be satisfying the wife that doesn't exist. It can't happen. Why are we focused on satisfying customers that we don't even have? He goes, customer satisfaction doesn't concern me very much. Why? Because I know that we over-deliver to our clients and provide customer service that is way beyond satisfactory. We over-deliver to every client. We never say no until we absolutely have to. We don't even talk about customer service in his office. Why? Because it's expected to give a quality product and over-deliver on it and make the customer happy. So we don't talk about customer service because we're already servicing our customers. The idea for him is to bring on more customers so that he can over-deliver to those customers. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Put a 1 in the box if you're doing so. Greg must be making a power shake, a smoothie, a green machine vegetable, right? Thank you so much. Thank Rick. I appreciate you coming in. He says he's worried about non-customer tuna with sriracha. He's worried about non-customer satisfaction. What? Think about that. Listen to this. Somebody type that in. Non-customer satisfaction. Lorena, thank you so much for popping in. I'm worried about non-customer satisfaction. What does that mean? The people who are dissatisfied because they don't have my product or even know that they're unhappy. So what is one of your guys' businesses in here? So beauty, sex, love. What business do you have? Let me know some of the businesses that you guys have, and I'm going to use an example. No problem. Hey, if you're drive safely. I appreciate that you're in the room. You don't even have to tap the screen. I don't want you to drive and crash because you were tapping the screen. I lost a good friend yesterday. I don't need to lose another one. Law enforcement, right? So, well, law enforcement, it depends on what part of law enforcement. If it's an attorney, what part of law enforcement? Because if there are people out there who, let's just say that your business is taking care of people's traffic tickets in court. That's what you do. You're the ticket clinic. Guess what? If nobody knows you're the ticket clinic, there's no way you can help them. How you doing, Buffy? Long time no see. Glad to see that you're in the room. We are talking about customer satisfaction should not be your primary concern. Acquiring new customers should be that. Acquiring new customers. You don't worry about in your premier jewelry design business whether or not, hey, the people are happy when they get the jewelry. It's about, you know they're going to be happy. You have a quality product. You're more worried about bringing more people on to wear your jewelry, to market your jewelry, to do the things that are necessary. You need to acquire people. You don't need to make people happy. The idea is that your service is so good that that's naturally going to happen. Your product or service is so good that that's naturally going to happen. Greg designs websites. He designed my website. I'm extremely satisfied. Here's the challenge, right? Greg didn't sit there and seek me out and like, man, I got to make this guy happy. He sat there and said, I need to find somebody to build the websites for. And when they get the website, it's going to be freaking phenomenal. They're going to love it. Customer satisfaction was not his goal. Getting new clients and someone to design a website for was his goal. It's impossible for a company to create success by just focusing on customer satisfaction. Grant says that he believes the trend of focusing on customer satisfaction has been detrimental to customer acquisition. Companies become so consumed about their current customer satisfaction that many are failing to aggressively acquire and expand their market. He says his company does mystery shopping campaigns for companies that have validated this over and over and over again. The biggest problem with companies is that they never make the customer in the first place. Oh, I want to make sure this customer is so satisfied that, you know what, I want to over deliver so much that, you know what, I can't do all that stuff. Let me just not do my business. Have any of you ever done that? Well, I'm not saying it's Grant Cardone, but I agree with him. How many people are sitting there thinking so much about how they're going to satisfy a customer that they're not even going out and attaining customers? Guys, get the customer. Over-deliver once they're there. Go find more customers. Over-deliver on them. And guess what? They'll tell their friends, and naturally you'll get a referral base. Yeah, don't worry about serving people. Worry about getting people to serve. Right? Worry about getting people to serve. Look at McDonald's. He goes, so here's, I was going to use McDonald's as my own example, but we'll use Grant's in the book. He goes, does Starbucks offer the best customer service and coffee available? Think about this. Do they offer the best customer service and coffee available? He goes, I don't know. but they've made a serious investment in making it easy and convenient to buy their coffee. Is Starbucks concerned about you guys standing in line? Because I don't buy Starbucks. I don't drink coffee. Is $5, right, as Greg calls it, is $5 concerned about you guys standing in line and waiting 20, 30 minutes to get your coffee? Absolutely not. But you guys are happy that you got your coffee. And they pay top dollar. Because the customer service part of it is giving the quality coffee that people love to drink. But they're focused on bringing in more customers. And because they deliver such a high quality product, everyone talks about it and everybody's standing in line. If you go to a mall these days, people, the freaking malls are empty. But the Starbucks in the middle of the mall has 50 people at it. There's only 75 people in the freaking mall. But 50 of them are in line waiting for a Starbucks. It's amazing to me. Brands that truly deliver, this is Starbucks. Brands that truly deliver customer satisfaction do not talk about customer service. They focus on customer acquisitions. They tell others while they're out meeting more. Yeah. So everyone has this Starbucks coffee. And they're like, what are you drinking? I'm drinking a latte, grande, frappuccino, mocha woka. I don't even know any of the lingo. But guess what? They rave about it because the coffee's great. They don't care that they stood in line. That is customer service. Because they're actually delivering on it with the product. Nobody cares about the rest. And they just continue to get more customers by focusing on customer acquisition. Let's say a company successfully gets my attention long enough that I consider its products, but then doesn't do enough to earn my business. They shut me down. They don't make me a customer. Guess what? Yeah, you do have to learn a new language to learn it. If they don't, so what was the last line? Not being a customer makes it impossible for me to become a satisfied customer. If you don't sell me in your acquisition process enough, there's no way you could satisfy me because I'm not paying you. Think about the concept. So the goal is not customer satisfaction. The goal is getting or acquiring the customers. So the point here is not to negate customer satisfaction, which I think Buffy was alluded to. She's like, I get it, but we got to satisfy. It's not to negate customer satisfaction after acquisition, but to shift your attention to the acquisition so that you can satisfy people, not just solely focus on how am I going to satisfy people. That should be in your product. That should be part of your mission statement. Is whoever comes into my business is going to be above and beyond blown away because they bought my product and or service. And realize this, when you're dealing with human beings, you're going to face complaints and dissatisfaction anyway. It's just that simple. Guys, no matter how much you over-deliver, there's always going to be somebody who is dissatisfied. I serve with a servant's heart while offering a great product and meeting new. Absolutely. You're going to get people to complain. And as a matter of fact, earlier in the book, he says, if you aren't getting enough complaints, you're not taking enough action because it's just naturally going to happen. He goes, you have to treat those complaints as opportunities to communicate with your clients because what they're telling you is ways to improve your business. Listen to that. A complaint is an opportunity for you to figure out what's going on in your customer's mind and for you to act on it. In all businesses I've done, I have thanked people for complaining or sharing their concerns. Why? Because it's an opportunity, if I have a dissatisfied customer, to now satisfy them by listening to them, listening to their concerns and acting on it if it makes sense to my business. If it's just a complaint to complain, we just can't serve all those people, right? And then this is something that hits home for me. Guys, I'm a big customer service guy. I probably way over deliver when I'm dealing with my clients. I'll take their calls, whatever makes sense, as long as it's away from my family time. I had a client just yesterday contact me. Our coaching call is on Friday. He had something come up. He needed some coaching around it. He goes, can I talk to you today? I said, I got time at 3 o'clock. He goes, perfect. We had a half-hour call. And guess what? That's customer service. He needs me. He pays me. And guess what? I showed up when he didn't expect me to. That's over-delivering. But Grant says this, when he launched his first company under the naive impression that it would work with a handful of clients and really concentrate his attention on them, customer service. You're right, we can't satisfy everyone. He assumed that it would give him the advantage in the market to allow him to deliver quality service and make a real difference. And although that's a nice idea, it just doesn't work that way, guys. In business, we must continually be bringing in new people. That's why I became an accountability coach. I wanted people to take action on the stuff that I taught them. And I give them accountability at a high level. But I'll be honest with you, it doesn't always work. It doesn't always work. If they don't want to buy in, they're not going to buy in. So my goal as a business person is to have more and more clients, and I'm rolling something out next week, guys, where I'm going to serve a whole bunch of you at a high level. And those who take action on it are going to get tremendous results. But it's not going to be this one-on-one thing all the time, because it's not serving me and my family at a high level to serve a small amount of people. Even though we serve them at a high level, I want to serve the masses at a high level. And the only way to do that is customer acquisition. So this one hit home for me. So what next, right? Some will, some won't. So what next? But my job is to provide them the information so that they can be successful. Whatever they do with it is not in my control. It's in theirs. I could work on their mindset. I could work on action plan. I could talk about time management. I could do all that. But if they don't do the work, they're going to get exactly that many results, which is none. Just as important, it didn't allow him to share his information with enough successful people. And then finally, he got thinking to the right levels and committing to expanding his footprint and taking on 10x more clients. It multiplied his exposure tenfold and increased the number of successful people and companies that he had been avoiding. He shifted his focus to monumental quantities, instead of just serving a handful of clients, which enhanced his ability to spread the word about himself and his company to a growing number of people. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? The practice of customer service is not limited to how you treat customers after you acquire them. It should also focus on how you attain them in the first place. If you focus on them even before they're clients, you should also over-deliver when they are clients, guys, and that's how you acquire new clients. Remember, even if your product and company deliver perfectly, listen to me, even if your product and company deliver perfectly, you're going to get complaints from customers because they're freaking human. You can't keep everyone happy all the time, which we just talked about. It's a mistake to be scared of complaints. We just learned that we can learn from complaints. Instead, encourage the complaints. Look for them, find them, resolve them. Complaints are your customer's very direct way of telling you exactly how to make your product better. Let's go back to Apple. Earlier in the book, he talked about Apple. This company doesn't worry today about customer satisfaction so much that it neglects to continue building products that people are willing to stand in line for. It recognizes the proper order of objectives. Acquire customers via an amazing product or service that you've worked on at 10x levels. Guys, I'm talking into an iPhone right now. I'm reading off of an iPad, which is sitting on top of a MacBook Pro. No joke. That's my setup right now because they give me quality products. And every time I've had any type of challenge, I walk into an Apple store and they take care of it immediately, usually free. So they acquire them. They impress them with how great you are at the acquisition process, right? So they have great launch parties. They have their annual big meeting. They tell you about it. They hold off the information. They're like, oh my God. We're like, oh my God, I'm chopping at the bit to find out what the new 7S is going to be like when the 7 just came out 2 weeks ago. They have us like on edge trying to figure out what their but they deliver. Why do we want to know so much about it? Because the products are phenomenal. And then they establish customer loyalty through repeat purchases, support, and word-of-mouth marketing. Guys, my experience with Apple, my first time I got my second iPhone, the main button on the top didn't work. And I thought it was going to be just like every other customer service challenge that I've had in life. I went to Apple. I said, the button doesn't work. I just bought it 3 weeks ago. Look, I have to press it 4 times for the screen to come up. And lady said, okay, what's your name, sir? She didn't even say what's your name because they take care of that way at the beginning. If you guys have been in the Apple store, they ask you what you need service with. And then when you go up, they know all your profile. She goes in there. Yup, it's a genius bar. I say, let me talk to a smart person. I go there and listen to this. I hit the thing, and she's in the computer, and she's there for like 3 minutes. And now I'm getting PO'd because I'm like, they're going to give me the runaround. Like, I just bought this phone, they're going to give me the runaround. I said, what's taking so long in the computer? What are you doing? Oh, I'm getting the information for your new phone. Everything's backed up, right? I go, yeah. She pulls one out from underneath the counter, scans it, opens it up, pulls the thing off, and she goes, here's your new phone. Here it's up and running, and it's ready with your phone number. When you get home, plug this in, and as long as it's backed up, everything will go into the phone. And I'm like, that's it? You just handed me a new phone? She goes, yeah, the other one doesn't work. You just showed me. I'm not going to sit there and try and fix it. It's 3 months old. Here's a new phone. What? And I've had 3 other occurrences like that in the Apple store. Are they focused? Are they focused on customer service? Or are they focused on getting more iPhones in people's hands so that when they come into the store, they can over-deliver on the service? That's what we're talking about. If you truly want to find out what your organization's customer acquisition and loyalty weaknesses are, survey the people who don't or have not bought from you. The sooner you ask them questions, the better, ideally, as they will leave or refuse the business. I caught it in the middle of the paragraph that I highlighted. And be sure to ask them about the processes. Ask people, why are you leaving? What's going on? How can I serve you better? And they're going to be like, look, I waited 20 minutes. Look, you guys said it was going to be 10, and I've been here a half hour. I'm leaving. I don't need this. I want to give you my money, and I can't even get somebody's attention. Oh, maybe I need to put more people on the floor. People will tell you what the problem is as they're walking out. Hey, how can I serve? Why are you leaving? Because you suck. How do I suck? Tell me how I suck so I can improve. I ask my clients all the time, how can I serve you best today? How can I best serve you? What can I do better? And then they'll be like, you know the response 100 times? No, not 100% of the time. Ryan, you've already served me today. Thank you. How can I best serve you? I ask this almost every single coaching call. How can I best serve you today? How can I best serve you in the future? And it's always like, man, you always over-deliver. Thank you. Thank you. No, give me honest feedback. That's the honest feedback because you over-deliver. Now I just got to go get more clients that I can over-deliver to. So you ask them, how long were you here? Did you see a manager? Were you shown optional products? Were you presented with a proposal? Did anyone offer to bring you a product to your home or office for display so that you could test it? Companies fail not because they offend customers, but because they don't take enough action to make these individuals customers in the first place. And as a coach, asking questions is key. When you ask questions, you get information. When you get information, you can act on that information. And assume you are that. And I assume that these are very same companies hold one meeting after another to improve on customer service. The same companies that don't acquire people, they have meeting after meeting talking about customer service. They will survey those who buy from them instead of taking the time to ask those who didn't, and add to this fact that most of these surveys focus on what the sales associate did wrong rather than what is inadequate about the organization's thinking process. And that's the chapter. Focus on acquisition. Lorena, thank you so much for the hearts. Greg, thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the rest of you who are in here. Guys, did you get value out of today? Put a 1 in the box if you did. I love this freaking book. We're crushing it. I have 2 more days. We're going to get through the next 4 chapters. We got chapter 20. 1 and 2, with the next 3 chapters. Chapter 23 is a long, boom, one in the box. I love that. Is a long list of things that you could do, and I'm not going to read through those. If you want, you could purchase the book. How many of you do not have the book? Put a 1 in the box, but would like a bit.ly link to go and acquire the book at an inexpensive price, right? Him and his 1 in the book. Do not have the book. So go to bit.ly. I've put stuff all over this thing. I need to rewrite it. Go buy the 10x rule at bit.ly/10x. Review this book. Guys, I've been reviewing it for 2.5 weeks now. And every time you guys are like, phenomenal stuff. I'm just taking my notes from the book and a lot of times reading straight from the book. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions that end the chapter. Have you ever been surveyed by a company that you didn't buy from? Put a 1 in the box if you have never been surveyed by a company. Because I've never been surveyed from a company that I didn't buy from. Everyone's always sending me something after I got their customer. After I already paid my product, they're like, "Oh, will you take a survey?" You go to the car dealership. You get your oil changed. Can you fill out this 10-point survey? I just spent $30 with you, and my car you pulled a filter off, you let it drain, you put a filter on and put oil in. What do you want me to say about that? Right? Seriously, you screwed something off, something drained, you screwed it back on and you put it in, and you want me to give a 10-question survey. It takes me longer to take your freaking survey than it did for that. And you already have my money. And I'm coming back. Why? Because I need my freaking oil changed. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And they're always like, please give me a 10 because my commission depends on it. Guys, nobody cares about you. Now, if you said, like, I don't care about your commission, dude. And you begging me makes me not want to do it. And it actually makes me want to go in there and say, they begged me for 10, so here are 5s because that's poor customer service. And now your commission's really down the drain. What I would like you to say is, hey, listen, I hope we're totally satisfactory today in your customer service. We do have a survey out there, and I would love for you to take the opportunity to do that. It gives us feedback to serve you better. Listen to that. Gives us the opportunity to serve you better in the future. But the sales pitch is always, hey man, I don't get my bonus if I don't get all 10, so go do that for me. They're doing it wrong. And you guys all know, because y'all are just saying, right. Because you know you've had somebody or multiple people do it. But the ones who say, hey, we want to serve you better. Would you take the opportunity to do this? And you'll get 20% discount next time you come in if you take this code. Those are the companies who are doing it right. But those guys behind the desk collecting a commission, they're not doing it right. What is more important than customer satisfaction is the next question. He has 2 lines for it. Well, customer acquisition is number 1. That's what I got out of the chapter. And number 2, if you guys could think of something off the top of your head, feel free to let me know. Why do most businesses fail? They're not bringing on enough people. They're so worried about serving the people that come on that they don't even get people on. And what might be some survey questions you could use when you don't acquire a customer? And I'll run those down really quickly for you guys. How long were you here? Did you meet a manager? Where were you shown optional products, right? Hey, this product doesn't suit you. Maybe this product does. Hey, my 1-year coaching my 1-year coaching program may not serve you best in this moment. I have a 3-month, I have a 1-month Kickstarter that'll give you a taste of what it would be like to be with me for a year. Would you like to get started with the Kickstarter so that we can get moving in the right direction and see if I'm the right coach for you? See that? Or I have this online product that does everything. You just won't get the one-on-one attention. And if you like the materials there and you go through the materials there and you want to seek me out for one-on-one coaching, I highly suggest you do that also. Ooh, I just gave options. I want to sell the 1-year program, but you got to give the options. Mr. Relentless, what's going on? Mr. Jim Breach in the house. So if any of you are interested in one of those coaching sessions, feel free to go to the ryanroy.me and go to the top of the screen and take me up on the offer to get a complimentary coaching session. If you don't take action on that, there's no way I can serve you. And if I don't try to acquire you, all of you who are in here, if I don't try to acquire you, I'm not doing my job based on this. Customer satisfaction is not the goal. Acquiring more clients is the goal. So I want to acknowledge those of you who are just coming in the room. It is the end of the scope. Mr. Jim Beach, thank you so much. Mr. Relentless, Jim Beach in the house. Bam, thank you for being here. Lorena, thank you so much for your continued support and high level of clicking that button. Greg Harvey, same to you. Veronica, I appreciate you coming in and supporting at a high level. Cedric Freeman, thank you. Lucy, Lucy Davis is here. Mo is in the room. Friday is here. And Kiki, thank you so much for being here. Guys, you still have the opportunity to share it out with your followers if there was a ton of value in this. Please share it out with your followers. Share it out on Twitter. Share it with those. If you like the information, share it out with your friends. If you did not like the information, tell your enemies, because either way, I need to acquire more clients. What do you guys say to that? I would hope that I got some laughs out of that one on the other end of the screen. So till tomorrow, till later on this evening, till tomorrow morning, guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you. You could be spending your time anywhere, but you chose to spend it with me here today. And for that, I do not take it for granted. Have an amazing day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.